Welcome to our garden.
I'm Anthony.
I'm Iris, and today we're just going to give you a quick tour around to show you what we're growing. Come on, let me show you around. Right here we have our fig trees. These are our brown turkey figs. We have been struggling with these here, but they're turning out. This year's been a good year for them. So we got some figs to pick this morning. And let's see if we got anything else going on here. We pretty much have eaten off of this one. Now we're waiting for this one to start to ripen. And then these are her little babies. We've been learning how to propagate, so we had success right here. And then we have blueberries. These are blueberries. We have 3 different types of blueberries. We have little darlings, and then we have our Biloxi, and then we have our Vermont, and our Biloxi right here is actually starting to put out some new babies. See there? If you can dive in there, you can see the little fruit coming in. So yay, we're gonna have a second harvest. So we had a good harvest in the spring. The way these work is this one produces first, then this one, and then the Vermont is the last one. And would you believe this one, little one, is the one that gives us the biggest berries? Who would have known? And so this one is actually starting to bloom out as well. We just gave it a haircut, and so we pruned it back really good, and it's coming on back very well. And these are when I went to Hawaii, I fell in love with pineapples. So this is 3 years in the making. So I took some pineapples from the grocery store and took the tops, and we started them. And in the summertime, we put them out in the sun, and then in the wintertime, we put them in the garage under grow lights. And 3 years later, voila, we have pineapples, and they are coming on in. They're about the size of my hand, and they're beautiful.
Tell them where you are and you're growing
I'm in
pineapples.
Mississippi. We're in Brandon, Mississippi, in the middle of the state of Mississippi, and we get harsh summers, and then we get cold spurts. But it's usually not tropical enough to grow pineapples. So this is my experiment. And these were actually getting ready to go into the garbage can because I said they're not producing, so they need to go. And then guess what? They started to bloom out. So just know that you be patient. Patience is the goal there. So this is our peach tree. This is our Georgia Belle peach. And I want to give a shout out to Huttos in Mississippi. They are great. We got this tree from Huttos, and it's been doing great. This is the 2nd year. It gave us some peaches, and so that's a good one there. So next year it'll probably even do better. And this is our citrus, and we have been babying her. I've been speaking life over her. She will fall all the leaves off, and then nothing produce. Well, we reposition her to the sun, and she's blooming like crazy. So we're hoping for some lemons here. You can see the little lemons coming in all over the tree there. The sun, is your friend. So that's the orchard. And this is one of the parts of the plants, the area that we've been repositioning to make sure it gets full sun. Full sun is important. So just know that your trees need the sun. Your fruit trees need the sun to produce better. That was a fruit orchard I just gave you a tour of. Now we're going to talk about the vegetable part, the vegetable garden here, and some fruit, more fruit. This is our peppers. Gotta have peppers in the house to cook with. So my husband decided to separate it and let it be all by itself, and it's doing very well this year. Then let's move over here. This is oregano. Just note, leaving oregano alone, it will take over everything. This is a ground cover, and boy, does it cover. So this is oregano.
How long have we had that oregano?
I think this is the 3rd year.
Bear in mind, people, this started as a little bitty potted plant about that big. And you see, it took over the whole bed.
Yeah. And I had some other things in here and it just took over them too. Now, if you look, this is a piece of celery. And it's really shouldn't be doing this well in the summertime because, you know, celery is a cool crop.
Tell them where you got the celery.
This came out of the grocery store. So I cut the celery and the bottoms I left. I rooted them in some water, and when it started coming up, I planted it. And we eat off of it. We just eat around the sides. And I just watch it. And my son is in, you know, he's learning how to cook, so he has fresh food to cook with. So that's what my goal is, to make sure we can eat out the garden and have fresh produce. Okay, so let's go over here. Here are my blackberries. Navajo. I can't remember, little sweetie Navajo. So we bought this one as a little bitty plant. It was smaller than this. We divided them out, and I'm trying to do one more divide so we can have 4 going on here. And this is the after we propagated, pruned, and just cleaned this whole line up, and it gave us an abundant amount of blackberries. And so we're expecting even more because we cleaned it up. But I have to admit, I watched a guy on YouTube talking about cleaning your vines up, and he put these little ties on here. I got these from Amazon, and they're beaten down in the...
They'll be in the description, guys.
Yeah. These things are the bomb diggity. To tie your stuff up, and the wind won't beat it up, and it'll stay, and it still gives it flexibility. And so, this is probably, 3 weeks in?
Yeah.
This is 3 weeks after us completely cleaning it up and pruning it back.
It was probably about twice the size of it before we cut it, most of it back, and retied it.
We retied it, and we also extended it out because the arms were getting so long, like here. And like this part right here, we had to stop it here, and it's already trying to go back out. So these are 2 different types of blackberries.
Show them your compost bins.
Okay, so we have our compost bin back here in the corner. And this is where we throw our stuff from the kitchen. You can come and look. From the kitchen, we got paper in there. We got old stuff in there. Bananas.
This is a great use for Amazon boxes, everybody.
Amazon boxes.
Grass clippings.
Grass clippings. Just make sure you balance it out so you can have a good hot compost. And then you got, hey, free stuff for the garden to eat off of. Okay. Let's see. So this bed right here has ginger in it. But this is what happens when you let it overgrow. So this is basil that decided to reseed itself. So you know, basil is one of those plants that it's a gift that keeps on giving. So
what she means to say, it's invasive.
if the seeds literally will fly, because we had to pull basil everywhere. I mean, it goes into the fruit trees and everything. So it goes to see wherever the seeds go, it lands, it will come back. So this is one of my projects to clean up. So, but you come here, I want you to see it has ginger in here. So I put some ginger in here. You must have ginger in your house. That's a good thing to have. So you got ginger all over here.
This is also the ginger that you find in the grocery store.
Yeah.
Make sure you get the organic ones though, because sometimes they spray it with an anti-rooting compound.
So you can get some from the grocery store and just start it on your own, so you don't have to continuously go back. Which is my goal, that I don't have to go to the grocery store. The backyard could be my grocery store. So that is my goal. So this is my, make sure I say it right, medicinal. Did I say it right?
Yes, you did.
Yes. Medicinal garden. I'm starting my medicinal garden. I have some echinacea here, some thyme, because thyme won't give me time. And see, more basil, lemon balm. And so I'm continuously adding to it. Chamomile comes in here in the spring, and it's so pretty, and I collect that for my teas and everything. Okay? So, here's another showing you how basil, so basil, I shouldn't say it's the word basil, it's abundant. The word is abundant. We did not plant basil in this bed. Basil planted itself. It's abundant. So I have some radishes, some watermelon radishes, and some beets that are ready to give me a beet. And we juice the beets and we eat the beets. And these beet greens are beat up. They're ready to come on up. So when I get ready to, like I said, when I get ready to eat them or when I get ready to juice them, I just come out here, peel them up, and we have fresh beets. Every garden should have mint. Oh, that smells so good. It smells so good. Oh, it smells so good. So, sweet mint.
Sweet mint is also invasive, everybody.
It will take over.
Which is why we keep it to one pot.
Yeah, we tried that, and it took over. So we have to leave it to itself. And right now we're letting it pollinate, letting it be a pollinator until we can get to it and clean it up. So you get a chance to see how it starts to clean up. We're cleaning everything up. I did a small cutting here so it can start coming back. And it will come back year after year after you just keep it cleaned up.
We have actually had snow on top of it, and it didn't kill it.
Yep. Now this is something new I am growing. This is spinach. Right here, spinach. This is Malabar spinach. It's from Vietnam. And it likes the heat. And guess what we have in Mississippi? An abundance of heat. And so I do a lot of smoothies. So I come out here and I harvest the leaves and put them in my smoothies. And as you can see, it binds up. It also gives us these little berries that you can replant, or you can use as dye, or do whatever you want. All I know is that it will come back, because the seeds will get in the ground and it will come back. So I just did a few of them this year just to test it out, and so far so good. So,
and the reason we did the Malabar spinach, everybody, is because we tried traditional spinach, and the humidity kills it here.
Not in the summertime. Not happening. It does not like it here. Or you have a struggle with it. These are my black eyed peas. I love black eyed peas. So here's my black eyed peas. And you know that peas are natural. Beans and peas are a natural nitrogen fixer. So I always try to plant them next to my melons or whatever that needs extra nitrogen. And some bugs have been getting into here. But this is my spaghetti squash. I threw in some butternut squash, and I'm starting to regret that. But the bugs, the vine borers don't seem to like. I thought they didn't like the winter squash, but they seem to like them.
Guys, that's vine borer damage, and we're going to try something new pretty quickly and show you what we're trying to get rid of that problem.
Yeah. Yes. And these are, and let me emphasize, these are cattle panels. These are the bomb. They are sturdy, and you know, we don't have a lot of space in our backyard, and we can vertical garden, which makes have more space. So, and plus when you go up, you got more access to the sun, and then you can get the wind to go through it, and so it's a win-win, and I like win-wins. And so this is the bomb, and you can get these from Lowe's or
Tractor Supply. Our favorite place.
Hangout, Tractor Supply store. Yes. And so in the middle here, I put marigolds. Those are more pollinators, and this is my big marigold bush. And as it breaks off, I just put it somewhere else, and it roots back up. And so you need your pollinator. So, and plus nobody likes the smell of the bugs. Don't like the smell of it. So I try to keep it around, and so it keeps the bugs away. So this here is my cucumbers. And so, oh, look at that. We got some cucumbers to pick. You see it? Mm-hmm. And they're coming in. And remember, the more you pick, the more they make. So even when they're starting out small, I just pick them just so they can keep making them. And you got your deal, so I can make me some pickles. I like pickles. And here's another one here that's coming in. So, and now it's the time to add to it. So you'll watch us get to add to it. And right here, this is my elderberry tree. And boy, is it big. This is another shout out to Hutto's. We got this from Hutto's, and Hutto's is our gardening supply place where you can get all your gardening stuff from. And boy, I did not expect it to be this big. And I had to cut it back
several times.
And it just continuously gets big. This is a big tree, so just know that it may get moved. All right, so we did. And more basil. This is purposely planted basil. And you see it's not bolted where it's trying to bolt. And when it starts to do these are little flower booths, I just come in here and pick them off. And that keeps them pretty. And that's what you want right there, the big pretty leaves. So that's our basil. Did I miss the strawberries. Here's strawberries here. I'm rebounding these. These have been giving me a pain. I don't know why they've given me a pain, but my strawberries, because we're in Mississippi and the heat and the humidity, keeps giving me a fungus on them. So, but they started out little and they're spreading, so I'm just gotta work with that. So you watch us work through that. These are my big fat strawberries, and they all died to one, so I got one back, and I cover it up so keeps the bugs off of it.
Don't forget your rosemary in there.
I was gonna say, you noticed that I companion planted rosemary and strawberry. Same thing with the oregano. This is the Italian oregano. It goes up. That's Greek oregano. It goes out. So, and they're supposed to be companion. I do a lot of companion planting so that you can have. I don't have to use so much pesticides because I can't eat all that stuff. So you shouldn't eat it. You shouldn't eat all the pesticides anyway. Okay, so let's go here. This is my shade cloth, and these are the tomatoes. And I have cherries on this side. They're doing very well. And then I have some better girls and some sauce tomatoes. But these aren't doing well because, of course, you can see the basil is taking over. It needs to be removed, so we got to clean this bed out.
Don't forget the chives in there.
Chives in there, and there was some deal in here, and I think I took it out. And these are things that just chives. They, I keep them cut back, and they keep coming back year after year, and that's what you want.
Can you talk about the green cloth? People probably wondering what that is.
Oh, this is a shade cloth. I'm not sure what percentage it is, but it. I think
it was a 70, wasn't it?
I'm not sure if it's 60 or 70, but I got this from Amazon. It'll be down in the marks. This is just when in Mississippi it gets really, really hot, and it will burn your stuff up. So you need to give it a break. Plus, tomatoes don't produce
over 90 degrees.
Over 90 degrees, so you have to make sure you keep it cool. Which is one of the reasons why I did want to leave some of the basil at the bottom, because it keeps the ground cooler without having to put a lot of mulch down. I don't have mulch this year. We'll work on that. But so this is a natural way of keeping your ground cool and keeping the tops cool and still allowing the air to flow through, because I don't know if you can come in here and see, we are late planting this year, and so these tomatoes usually would be way up here, but now they're just starting to spit out some tomatoes. So you got a few tomatoes and they're just starting to ripen. So I didn't do a lot of tomatoes this year because we just got a little late. Okay, this bed right here is our sugar babies. And once again, you see the basil. I only have a little bit of basil plant, and you see it's thick basil all over the place. And so it is also blocking the sunlight from the tomatoes. From the watermelons. I don't know what's going on here. Looks like it died. I gotta do some investigating to see what's going on over here. It looks like maybe it's sick. So because it's disease, I'm gonna get rid of that quick. And then this one is doing very well. And you see these right here. This is another thing I got from Amazon. These are fruit bags. Because the problem I had was because your vertical garden, your stuff falls and it'll bust. So this way it catches it. And it also keeps stuff off of it. Okay. Alrighty. So over here, oh, look at this here. So these are my obsession with
Pineapple patch.
patch. And you can see more basil, as we talked about how basil is just everywhere. It's a gift that keeps on gifting. And so the basil got into the pineapples. And so they all need to be repotted. Some of them have suckers coming off the side. And so I had to stop myself because I was getting a little obsessed with pineapples. And so because they weren't producing, I didn't realize I had to wait. It takes years. So with pineapples, be patient. And so we have some, what's the name of this pepper here?
It's the little tag is right there on the ground. I can't remember.
Pepper. It is a Marconi sweet pepper, giant Marconi pepper. And
delicious, by the way, everybody.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it's just starting to turn.
They're supposed to turn really, really bright red and use those for stuffing.
Stuffing.
And eating.
And so we have some eggplant.
I think you got something ready to pick today.
We do.
Reach in there and show them.
Right, here's one. Or you can wait till tomorrow. The smaller they are, the more tender they are. But you don't want them getting too small.
And you don't want them too big because they get fibery.
Yes. And you see, my friends, the bees are busy. Busy bees. And once again, you can see how basil is everywhere. So we have some more cleanup to do.
This bed actually was where we started a lot of this basil with tomatoes. Was it last year? Or year before last?
Year before last.
And we let the basil get out of control and seed itself. And once the seeds hit the ground, you have basil in that spot almost forever. So note to self, if you want a lot of basil, let it seed. If you don't want a lot of basil, don't let it seed because you'll have it for the next 20 years.
Yeah. And we put the basil under the corn. This is basil that was under the corn because the corn was higher and you got a chance to have the basil down where it's shaded. And so when the corn came out, then the basil bolted.
Yeah, and she did say corn in somebody's backyard. We did grow corn twice.
Yeah, we did. It's good too. All right, so as you can see, more basil. What I do is when people ask me, "Do you have some basil?" I say, "Oh, good Lord, yes. I'll be glad to share." So I had a friend, and I put her some in a bucket, so she'll have her basil there. Okay, and I did show you my beautiful flowers. Every garden should have some happy stuff. So this is my happy, beautiful marigolds. Yes, marigolds, bush. And as it falls off, I'll just take pieces of it and put it all over the garden so there'll be happiness everywhere.
By the way, speaking of marigolds, she and I both looked at these things when they came up and we were like, why are they so tall? And the ones you get in the store, if you leave them alone, they probably will get this big.
They probably will. So here is our sweet potato patch, I guess you can call it.
Yeah.
So the story with the sweet potatoes is, first of all, I like sweet potatoes. And I'm trying to give up the white potatoes for my diet, so we eat a lot of sweet potatoes. And my mom, about 4 years ago,
Yeah, something like that.
she had a sweet potato in her house. And I said, "Mom, give me that sweet potato." It was starting to sprout. Big sweet potato. And so I took the sprouts and made some slips. And we started a sweet potato patch. So then We started another sweet potato patch. All of this came from one sweet potato. Now, I just want you to know that this is several years.
And we've never bought.
We bought one set of slits the first year just to get it going. But we've never had to buy slips. We always work from her babies. And so, just want you to know, one sweet potato, years. So the first year, I think we got...
It was 40 pounds, I think.
40 pounds of sweet potatoes. The second year, we got 80.
Yeah.
And we actually harvested twice. Because we harvested, they were sitting on top of the ground. We pulled those up, left the slips, and then we had a late harvest, and we harvested again. So
now, into the harvest, she's talking about the second time where we got 2 harvests. Some of those were big as footballs. Now, if you go to a grocery store, obviously they don't want them to be that big, but right. I mean, a lot of people can eat off a football-sized sweet potato.
Yeah, we can. And we had some that were sized for baking, and some that we cooked. Trust me, we ate them.
Oh yeah, still enjoying them actually.
We're still eating off our batch from
last year.
So, and what I like about them is look at the purple flowers. They're so pretty. Happy plant.
You're supposed to be able to eat the leaves too, aren't you?
They taste like spinach. Yes. Yes, they are. And come over around here, and you can see the density. These are, when we first planted them, I have some pictures. I may put them up. I put them up. And then it was just a few little slips. Mm-hmm. And then, oh my gosh, they just take over.
I don't think that's but, what, maybe 10 slips this year?
I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I added a few at the end down here. But as you can tell, they're doing well. And you just throw a little fertilizer out there, so they're happy. Especially here, the morning glory flowers. I like the happy flowers. And then there's some more oregano. This is the Italian oregano. Okay. And so, this is a bed right here that I just cleaned out. This was my squash patch, and we talked about we having problems with those vine borers to get into your squash. So they pretty much ate everything up. So I had to take everything out and pretty much starting over. So these are my second seedlings coming up. And so in the middle of these beds, I try to put flowers in there because it's hard to reach in. So I try to keep everything on the edge there. Keep the pretty stuff in the middle because I don't, Basil has its purpose. These are purposely planted basil because we had to move them around.
But if you're not careful, they're going to end up like that big bed of basil.
As you can see, it's already gone to seed. And where the seed falls,
you get basil next year.
And then this is a break. Anthony was mowing the lawn, and he broke a piece of the marigolds off, and I stuck it in the ground. And there's my flowers, my happy little flowers. And then we got squash and zucchini. And so I'm rebuilding this bed here. And this is a basil that was up here, and I moved it back here, so it's going through a little stress. Now, let me tell you, these beds here, this is a 4x8 bed. This bed right here, can you come around here? This is a 4x3 bed. And so, I got these beds from Amazon, and these are metal beds. These are galvanized steel beds.
Galvanized.
Yes, thank you. And they have held up very well over the years. This is probably year 5.
Yeah.
We started out with 3 beds. We added 2 more. We just continue to grow. Every year we're doubling. Because my goal is to take over the whole yard and to have a food forest back here. I'm almost there. And so this is a good investment. And then my next investment that we made in was the dirt. And we went over to Lakeland Yard and Garden in Clover, Mississippi, and we bought some Dan's dirt. And you just put the stuff in the ground and it just started jumping. But we did add some compost to it, and we did add some other stuff to it, but we didn't have to do too much. And every year we just add a little bit of compost to it, and it's the gift that keeps on giving, good dirt.
We added black cow to it too.
That's compost, yeah. Yes. Okay, so let's continue. baby over here. So these are, and you see these little, I put some spray on them and I shouldn't have, and now they're burning. So we have to deal with that. So over here on this bed, we like kale. We like kale, and that's the truth. We like lots of kale. But kale doesn't care too much. And this particular kale has fed us good. This is one I planted in the spring, and we've been eating off of it, as you can tell. That's why it's so hot. And so when it gets to a certain point and it's too hot, it doesn't produce as well. So that's when you start making babies. And so I have some over there. And like I said, in the middle we put flowers. But we got some pole beans in here. These are some more kale. These are babies from over there, from another bed that we try to sneak in. And so we have some okra. We got some okra we might be ready to pick today.
Let's see what you got. Oh, those are good.
So this is, like we said, we're late this year. And the okra is just starting to shoot out. Sometimes you can get a whole bucket full of okra.
Oh, don't forget to tell them about your cantaloupes over there.
It's coming up next. So, one of the things I've learned is that cantaloupe don't like to be
Crowded.
A lot crowded. That's a good word. They don't like to be crowded. And so I've been working on putting them up by itself. And so far, so good. We've had one we've eaten, and it was delicious.
Tell them about that cantaloupe that we had that you could almost pair it like a...
Oh, we let it ripen. Well, all of them I do. I let them ripen until they fall off the vines, which is the purpose for the bags, so you can catch it. And then you could peel it like an apple because it's so ripe and so sweet. And it's a shame people have to buy their cantaloupes from the grocery store. Just saying. Just saying. Yes. Because you can get them just as good from the backyard. And so we got a couple of them that are getting close. I'm struggling with the rain, the humidity. Got some powder mildew we got to work through. I've been pruning. And as you know, in the garden, there's always something to do. You take care of it, and it's going to take care of you. All right, so over here, is this a bed I just started cleaning out. And this is kale. We talked about babies. So I started some new babies in here. Some Swiss chard in here. My garlic didn't take, but it'll probably come back. And then I have some black eyed peas because I like black eyed peas. And they're coming up.
Don't forget your carrots in there too.
So the black eyed peas literally are growing overnight. It's just like Jack and the Beanstalk. And you see they're all at the top trying to go to the sun. And so, and in the middle here, carrots. These are purple carrots. And I'm trying to grow some lettuce in here, and it's too hot for it. I have to remind myself we are in Mississippi. And so, and then here are the baby carrots. They're starting to come in. And then, you see, I don't know if you can see this behind me. You see that back there? Somehow it's under the ground and it comes up through my beds. Even though I had put a
mesh underneath them.
Some landscape clothing, and I put a bunch of compost down, and I put some cardboard down, and it still came up. And I don't know if you can come see this right here. That's little bitty plants in here. So I had to come in here and pick them out. And it's just, I can't remember, they call them cow something. I can't remember. But they're evasive and they'll come in and they'll grow up with your stuff. And then this is oregano. And it smells so good. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, you take care of the garden and the garden takes care of you.
See you guys next time.